This is just too crazy not to add into the plasma fire saga. 2 people busted for using a fire truck they bought at an auction to impersonate firefighters in Pacific Palisades. They bought this fire truck in Oregon. 2 people were arrested in Pacific Palisades Saturday for allegedly using a fire truck bought at an auction to impersonate firefighters at a checkpoint reserved for crews responding to the deadly Palisades fire. This is a picture of their fire truck. Roaring River Fire Department doesn't exist. They painted that on the front of it. Los Angeles wildfires started 2 weeks ago and continue to burn more and more of the county as other states and even other countries like Mexico send in additional emergency responders to assist. Amid the influx of first responders, 2 people took it upon themselves to try and blend in with a hulking fire truck of their own. Sheriff's deputies stopped the 2 faux firefighters while they were trying to roll through the checkpoint in their fire truck. Commander Mindin of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department wrote on Facebook. There's another picture of their fire truck. One of the people arrested had prior arson charges in Oregon. The duo allegedly lied to the officers and claimed to be from the Roaring River Fire Department in Oregon. They even came stocked with their own equipment, including full turnout gear, helmets, and radios. They were also wearing CAL FIRE shirts under their gear, according to Din. There's a picture of some of their gear. When the deputies realized the Roaring River Fire Department didn't exist, they arrested Dustin Neal, 31, and Jennifer Neal, 44, for impersonating a firefighter and entering an evacuation zone. The fire truck has since been impounded, according to Din. Dustin Neal has prior criminal history in Oregon for criminal mischief and arson. It's unclear if the 2 are from California or if they might have made the trek from Oregon. Investigators will be presenting the case to the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office on Tuesday. Arson attempts have cropped up around Los Angeles County as emergency responders continue to try and douse the flames. Authorities have repeatedly promised that anyone trying to make the already tragic situation even worse, including arsonists and looters, will face the full extent of the law. The Pacific Palisades reached 52% containment on Sunday after 2 weeks of tireless effort to put it out. The only other wildfire still left is the Eaton fire that has been 81% contained as residents start to return to the area, according to CAL FIRE. So I came across this on a channel I've never watched before, and you can see the thumbnail of their video. It says, arson surge, homeless copycats lighting wildfires, while this guy's trying to blame homeless people for the wildfires. And if I could zoom in, I guess I can't. But you can see the picture of those 2 palm trees burning right up top where the palms meet, the palm fronds meet the trunk, which is a repetitive pattern, a type of fire that homeless people cannot start. Though I'll add a caveat maybe later on about how you can start a normal fire and it turns into a plasma fire. But you can see the 3rd one in the background as well. So we have one here, and a 3rd one in the background back here. And they're all burning at the same spot, right where the trunk meets the palm fronds. But anyway, this guy's blaming the homeless. Los Angeles battles a surge of homeless arsonists amid wildfire chaos. And he's insisting, at first he starts saying it's not beyond question that maybe it's homeless drug addicts out of their mind starting these fires. By the end, he's insisted that that's the case, stating it as a matter of fact that it's homeless people starting these fires. He's got this Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, conservative Christian right lean to him, to blame the left liberal policies and all their catering to the homeless people, and all us good working folk who pay taxes are getting burned down by all these homeless arsonists, drug addicts that are out of their mind. And in his comments section, everyone falls for it. Arson in a fire zone should be a capital punishment offense. You risk others' lives, you risk your own life. What makes you think these aren't terrorists dressed up as homeless people? Make mental institutions great again. One of these guys in here in his comment section even says that we should be able to take out homeless people under the same pretext. I was in fear for my life. That's what they tell you at a concealed carry weapons class, that if you ever use your gun, you better tell the cops when they show up. You were in fear for your life, and that's what justifies authorization and use of deadly force. So, the homeless are easy to scapegoat, and that's what he's doing, and all these people buy into it. Not this guy says organized arsonists, not simply homeless. But this guy's whole 25-minute long spiel is telling you how it's got to be the homeless people starting the fires.
Homeless copycat arsonists. Fires going. What would prevent these people whacked out of their mind on drugs who love fire anyway from setting some more fires? Nothing. And yes. But so often, these are homeless people out of their minds causing fires, and could they possibly be?
On Sunday, authorities announced that 2 fake firefighters from Oregon were caught in the Pacific Palisades in an actual fire truck.
We're going to talk about that one a little bit more in depth, so remember that. You got a fake fire truck with convicted arsonists. I'm not saying that these folks are homeless, but,
So I'm not saying these folks are arsonists. I'm not saying these folks are homeless, but he is saying that they're homeless. And he repeats that allegation over and over. But back to the fake fire truck. This has glow stick fingerprints all over it, like 3-letter agencies. Not that these people who brought the fire truck are actually trained agents of a 3-letter agency. More like assets. Like they got swept up. He also talks later about how they're reopening a case against the Earth Liberation Front and Animal Liberation Front, some of these eco-terrorist groups that go around and light SUVs on fire to just stop oil. Now they've turned into Just Stop Oil and Greenpeace and those kind of eco whatever groups you want to call them. I don't want to say that word too many more times. But that's how you would acquire an asset. These guys, if they drove that thing from Oregon, it cost $1,000 in fuel just to drive it from Oregon. And they bought it at an auction. How long ago did they buy it? Where did they get the money? What was their intention? It seems like they're a patsy being put forth by a 3-letter agency being incorporated into a larger operation, whether it's for narrative driving and saying, yeah, there's this organized group of people out there. And it sounds like Trump might even be about to pin it on the ETs and blame the plasma fires on ETs. But as far as this, let's stick to the point here. This fire truck and the 2 people driving it from Oregon to come try to blend in. What was their intention? It doesn't seem like these people are acting on their own. It seems like they're part of an organization and an institution with a larger agenda. They're useful idiots and probably being set up for patsies. Who knows what the ultimate goal was? It's a very sophisticated psychological operation. And when there you got some 3-letter agencies involved in the narrative driving process about these fires. In the movie Don't Look Up, it was about a big comet going to come in and hit the Earth, and the 2 physicists that spotted it with their telescopes, when they said things that caused the public to go up into a riot and an uproar, they got snatched up and thrown in the back of a car with a bag over their head and taken off grid and made to sign NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, and then they were allowed back into society. I'm kind of surprised they haven't bagged me up yet. But there is some high-level efforts being made. This is an operation. These people driving this fire truck were probably... The way they acquire an asset like this, it said that one of the guy in the truck, the fire truck, had previous arson charges. So they catch you in the act. Just like when they catch someone selling drugs, they say, now we want you to work for us and we'll drop the charges or give you a slap on the wrist. Otherwise, you're doing 25 years in prison. Now we want you to go back into show us the dealer, introduce our friend Larry over here to your buddies who are in the ring, and give us undercover operatives within that network. and be able to use you as an asset. So these people in this truck were probably assets, got wrapped up doing some dumb shit, and they said, okay, you're going to do 25 years in prison or you're going to work for us. What do you want me to do? Go buy this fire truck at this auction and stand by. We'll tell you when we want you to do something. Oh, okay, that's easy enough. That's better than 25 years in prison. And they had CAL FIRE uniforms, or at least t-shirts, underneath their outer clothing, it sounded like they can take off their Oregon firefighter costume, and underneath they got a CAL FIRE costume. And how did they acquire those? Well, maybe someone said drive by at the dock and we'll have some guy just happen to leave his uniform and his radios and his helmet on the dock, which isn't illegal. If anyone finds it, goes, oh, I just forgot to bring that in. Yeah, I took it off out there because it was muddy, but I forgot to bring it in. That's not illegal. But you guys need to drive by and pick it up and throw it in. How did they acquire this equipment? It seems like they're part of a larger operation, not just two people acting of their own accord. Some of the best guesses of the people in the comment section say maybe they were looters, a really sophisticated looting operation. That's why they wanted to get in there, so they could loot the houses. So this is where I disagree with the New York Post article where they say that these two people took it upon themselves to try to blend in. No, I don't think this was their idea. I think they had some help, and I think they were being given instructions and following directions.